So they'll be calling you a radical. I'm having a funeral. So I'm having a funeral. And this is important, where the funeral is and where this body of lies will be laid. Right here, it's perfect. Right here at the most corrupt school of business in the country was the school that was taken over by the nuclear energy crime syndicate. So this is not a funeral for a friend. This is not a funeral for a friend. This is a funeral for a foe. This is a funeral for a disgusting, evil entity. This is not to celebrate. Well, this is to celebrate the death. This is not to mourn. This is not to celebrate their life of doing good, because all they did was pure evil. Every second of every moment of every day, they did pure evil. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. So this is a funeral for a very disgusting, well, not the most disgusting, evil entity in the history of humanity. This entity, this evil, first you got to tell this story. Beethoven, in the Austrian-Hungarian Empire in Vienna, the great German activist. Here comes the Austrian king and his entourage walking through Vienna. Everybody steps aside like they always step aside. Beethoven marches right through the center of them. Everyone's like, "Are you crazy? What's the matter with you? You must step aside for the monarchy." What are you talking about? They should step aside for me. So, in the spirit of the incredible Beethoven, his 11th symphony. So, I got to tell this story. Finish this. I'm on the 200th anniversary of Waterloo in Vin. Freedom Eisenblower had requested a meeting with me. And when we left, in Austria, they make everything there. They take care of their stuff. These are from Italy. Of course, this is, what, about 1986-ish. My gold medal, Tim Martin made me. When someone dies, they have closets on the corner. You don't just go throw your junk out there. Well, people don't have junk there. The neat, nice stuff, they hang in a closet and pass it on. So we walk by, and there's the street corner closet. This is in there. I'm like, wow. So that's where I got it. It's a funeral jacket. So this funeral is not for a friend. This funeral is for the ultimate foe. This funeral and the propagandists and the sheep and the fools and the arrogant ignorant, drunk on arrogance and ignorance and greed. They'll tell you it's not dead. They'll say they saw the ghost of Elvis in China. They saw the ghost of Elvis here in Utah. They saw the ghost of nuclearism in Idaho. They saw the ghost in France. Not dead. They'll mask over this evil entity. They'll mask it and try to shape it and tell you that it's an Easter bunny. It's a Santa Claus. It's the ghost of Elvis wrapped up in an SMR, small modular reactor, and say, look, Santa Claus, Easter bunny, this fairy tale, and they will perpetuate the lie for their own selfish greed to loot more money, wealth, because they think their wealth is their health when their health is their wealth. They're fools. The capitalistic rope. Wasn't that Vladimir Lenin who said that? The useful idiots, they'll give you just enough the nuclear. So, I got to tell you the story. So, Russ, who, the Miracle in Carmel, if you don't know about that, that's him, the world-class pole vaulter. So, as I'm working the coast of California, I'm in Big Sur at the Mission of the Redwoods at the two historic old missions that are there, and they're old, the first European invaders. So I'm taking the grandsons on the bus to Big Sur. There's Russ on the bus, just us and he. That great little bus driver. We start to talk. He says, no, Kev, bring the boys over. I didn't realize he had the keys when the last monk passed. He told me some great stories about the monastery there in Carmel. I slept on the beach in Carmel when I was working the coast and almost got a waterbed. And that morning I almost froze to death. And I didn't even realize by the Sierra was buried there. I slept on that bench. He told me about the nuns in the basement. Whoa, that's where the miracle happened. When the Pope came here, remember his helicopter landed there. He's the one that brought him there. So we go. The boys spend the afternoon. That place is grand. It's just him. He lives there. It's incredible, by the way. The boys are playing through the redwoods. He's giving them dissertations. And I let it go for hours. It was fun. But I says, we got to walk up to the albino redwoods. I says, how long you lived here, Russ? 34 years. You don't know about the albino redwood? Come on. So we go up to the albino redwood and have a picnic. So we're coming back, and the boys kept telling Russ they wanted a piece of redwood. They wanted a cool piece of redwood. That's what they wanted for a souvenir. That's what they wanted. So we're walking back, and there he's standing there. He says, hey. I got the boys a piece of redwood. He says, when I got the keys to the mission, I found it in the dirt. There were supposedly 12 of them. They were hand carved by the monks when they first got here. I want the boys to have it. It's the only one left. You sure? Yeah. I want the boys to have it. I says, oh, did you boys get a freaking gift? So it's important the Green Party, Protestant women, they started this incredible movement. So, dearly beloved, we gather not to pay respects, to pay disrespects, not to honor a friend, but to dishonor a foe. Though we walk through, as activists, we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We fear no evil. And this is David versus Goliath has been. The activist community in Germany, oh my God, how incredible. The activists, anti-nuclear energy activists in Belgium. Oh, Freedom Eisbau. It's important that I tell this story. Global 2000, which is the anti-nuclear activist community in Austria, is incredible. They're incredible. But remember, it was Frida Meisenblau who got that through. She's the one that got that through. She's the one that politics. She's the one that they actually get funding for the anti-nuclear energy. You don't think that matters? Oh, it matters. We get no funding here in the United States. In fact, the Nuclear Energy Crime Sync gets all the funding through the DOE. Bryce Sanders. The incredible activists in South Korea, the anti-nuclear energy activists. Mothers for Peace at Diablo Canyon. You know, the Pilgrim crowd up there in Boston. You know, so many of these great activists that have fought for, and not to have nukers like Helen, not to have nukers like Gundershield, not to have nukers like Buzzy, the ones you see on TV. The Green Party in the United States, what a sham. The Green Party over there, oh, they're the real thing. They're anti-nuclear energy. It's like Earth Day here. We'll start as anti-nuclear energy. They've hijacked everything. That's how they play. So, it's over. She's dead, Jim. She's dead. She's dead. And it was the grassroots activist community that reached into the back. It's truly biblical. It's truly David versus Goliath. Reached into the bag and slung the stone. And it struck the nuclear energy corrupt crime syndicate giant in his head. And it embedded in the giant's head. And the giant fell through the earth and radiated the earth for time and all eternity. This is the most evil entity in human history. It masked itself into being green, clean. It tried to trick you. It deceived you. It defrauded you. Just like I said, in all those books the monks wrote in the caves would come to be. They poisoned the planet to no end. Their false prophets lied and then doubled down and lied more. So we're not here to pay respects to a friend. We're here to say goodbye to no friend, to pure evil. They'll go on with their SMRs and say, yay, yay, yay. The ghost of Elvis is alive. The ghost of nuclearism is alive. It's a renaissance now. We spotted him in China. We spotted him in Japan. Whoa. Did you see what happened to the Prime Minister again yesterday? Another attempt? Whoa, whoa. That blows my mind, actually, what's going on over there. That's twice. These puppet politicians who have no integrity will go along with this evil, even when their own loved ones have been taken out, for their thirst and their desire and their lust for power. With your own money, they will attack you viciously. She's dead. I don't think people realize how monumental this is. The grassroots activists in Germany, the Green Party, whoa. The incredible Frida Meisenblau. I was at her house on 200th anniversary of Waterloo. May they rest in peace. May they rot in hell. The entire industry is nothing but a fraud been perpetrated on the world. It's the greatest point. It is the ultimate evil. The ultimate evil. Again, it masks itself, telling you it's clean, it's green, it's too cheap to meter. You can't smell it, you can't see it, you can't taste it. It leaves its freaking waste, its sewage all over, everywhere. And fools like Governor Cox here in Utah get caught sneaking it in from Europe and southern Utah. Sending off with thank you to all the grassroots who we kicked that dominant down. To Mothers for Peace at Diablo Canyon. To the activists in Taiwan. To South Korea. To the activists in Belgium. To the activists, oh boy, in Australia, in Denmark, in Germany. What an accomplishment. She's dead. He's dead. The Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. Again, they will go on and say they saw the ghost, but he's not really dead. They faked his own death. Send him some more money. They'll mask it in an SMR. Small modular reactor is going to save the world. Uranium tailings. They won't tell you the evil of standing on the state line, turning holy water into wine. No, they won't tell you that. Mask you and tell you that's what it is. But they're really turning uranium 238 into 235. Plutonium. Diablo Canyon, the devil. How was the Hulk made? Spider-Man. They will trick your children. They will try. But they lost. Because in the end, the arc of justice and the arc of truth, it may be long, it may be steep, but it turns towards righteousness and truth. And the truth is the most disgusting, dirty, filthy, evil lie in world history. Nuclear energy is dead. It's dead. It is dead. Status King Cuomo in New York, he went along with the lie. 7.6 billion. The corrupt bribers in Ohio, Utah, Dirty Herbie, Governor Cox, they go along. New Scale at Idaho National Lab, oh, they go along. They bail them out all over. Los Alamos, Livermore, bringing star powder, the pure evil. Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Barack Obama covers up Fukushima. Bush dumb. The three greatest evils in the history of the United States. The nuclear energy crime scandal, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. Teller? Oh, he was evil. No, it's the trilogy. The Fukushima cover-up trilogy. The buck stops with Bush dump? No. Didn't happen on Bush's watch. He just used depleted uranium all over. Went off to Afghanistan to kill the Taliban. Went off to Iraq to get Dick Cheney and friends. Democrats giving Dick Cheney, one of the greatest war criminals in human history, a standing ovation on the freaking House floor. These pro-nuclear puppets. They need to get down on their hands and knees, every single politician, every single half nuclear, every single, I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm a fisherman, what's a boat? I'm a carpenter, what's a hammer? I'm a zoologist, biologist, I'm a science professor. I work for NOAA, I work for the EPA. What's Fukushima? They need to get down on their fucking hands and knees. They need to beg God for forgiveness, for they are pure evil. The three most evil, the trilogy, Obama dumber, Trump dumbest, and sliding with Biden. Those are the three Fukushima cover-up kingpins, the puppets. Barack Obama inside the situation when Fukushima happened. John Holden, Rahm Emanuel, Haas Cartwright, make it so that they need their own man on USS Reagan. The courts are corrupt. Oh, no, we can't sue them. Reagan. Obama, the plume is coming over us. I will tell you what we know. When he knew full well that he had ordered them to take down the Radnet, Gina McCarthy. She becomes such a good propaganda soldier in the nuclear cartel that she is promoted to head of the EPA and then Clinton czar. He stands inside the Rose Garden after his family's already been flown to Argentina and says the plume is safe. The experts, it's coming over us right now. Hillary Clinton's emails, who do you think leaked them out? Got to talk to Henry. Got to talk to him. What? He'll be 100. I thought he was convicted and bench warrants all over the world in how many countries of war crimes? Went out to Vietnam to kill a Viet Cong. Those emails get leaked out. Be safe. Stay inside. Wash your clothes. Take a shower. Did they tell us that? They knew. I will keep you abreast, he says. I will tell you what I know. And then he flew with Jeffrey Melton. The COG, the building is named after him. The school business is named there. It used to be the number one school business in the country. Now they're under investigation by the FBI for selling state secrets to China. How did that happen when Kevin Blanch told you it happened? You won't listen, son of Cassandra. He lied. He never mentioned Fukushima again until right before Trump became president, and he said on Jimmy Kimmel, "Do you ever get calls at 4 o'clock in the morning like Hillary said?" Yeah, like when. Can you give me an example? Yeah, like when Fukushima happened. Jimmy Kimmel. What's Fukushima? You know, the typhoon. Called the great 9-point earthquake, the great tsunami, the full blown out, which he fully knows well, that he sent 32 ships into the tomb and backed them out to protect the nuclear energy crime scum. He called it a typhoon. Trump said if you get in a car wreck, you don't stop driving. He promised me and other activists to our face that he would take on Fukushima. He would hire. He met with that B 17 times. He met with the Japanese PM. When Abe first came here the first time, it was our group that tracked him over to what? MIT Media Lab, Aaron Swartz? Why would he go there? For a Japanese PM to come one time post Hiroshima Nagasaki. We still haven't seen the real footage of that here to this day. 17 times. He blocked out the windows at Mar-a-Lago. I was in D.C. when the election was called and took the bus in the middle of the night. Sliding with Biden promises to our face he would open the book on Fukushima. Has he? Has he? None of them will mention it because they're evil. The buck stops where? Did Truman drop that bomb? The buck stops where? She's over. This is so monumental, I don't think people have a clue. As Germany goes, well, they're already going. Nuclear renaissance? There's no nuclear renaissance. How can you say there's a nuclear renaissance? Oh, they're going to refire up the reactors in Japan. No, they're not. 57 reactors offline in Japan. How about 19? 19, from what I understand, is the official number in Germany. Can we do math? How about Sinanoff? How about Pilgrim in Boston? How about Oyster Creek down by their fine Bruce? Exploit the home of Springsteen. Had a wife and kid in Ogden, Utah, Jack. I went for a drive and I decided to go back. Remember, he used us. Indian Point closed. Pilgrim closed. Oyster Creek closed. Palisades closed. All those have multiple reactors at them, by the way. Dwayne Arnold closed. San Onofre, Kevin Winter, friends kicked that domino. Closed. TikTok, Diablo Canyon Clock. All these reactors. And then you're going to tell you, oh, one went on. There's one being tested in Georgia, right next to the Tower of Babel in South Carolina, the Moxville fairy tale that bankrupted Chicago Bridge and bankrupted Aretha. Westinghouse been bankrupt so many times. The three most evil human beings maybe in history. Well, Truman, according to Dorothy Day. I always go back to Hoover. Boy, did they twist his legacy. Boy, did they twist Oppenheimer's legacy. How about Einstein, the most anti-nuclear hellboy to boil water? He called all this. Huh. Einstein, Middlebrand, Blanche, Plutonium. That's what they do. They slander, they deceive, they attack, they mask. They're evil. Ask Karen Silkwood. They've killed so many anti-nuclear energy activists. They do it a little more subtly. Oh, I know. I know. It's over. It's over. The most evil freaking entity, the nuclear energy crime syndicate and all their puppets, it's dead. And they will all rot. And I think hell's a black hole. That's where they're all headed. Every last one of them. A funeral for a friend? No, a funeral for a foe. Paying respect? No, paying our disrespects. Thank you to all the grassroots activists. Kerry Barefoot Dixon in Oklahoma. Madeline Rice, Megan Rice's mother. These incredible activists that came before me. The Abalone Coalition at San Onofre at Diablo Canyon. The Pilgrim Crew. The incredible activists at Indian Point, New York. The group 3 Mile Island. 3 Mile Island. Oh yeah, there's another one kicking. Renaissance. In your head. In your head. In your head. is the Renaissance. They'll tell you that they're zombies and they're not dead. We spotted them. There's no Renaissance. You want to see the Renaissance? Go to Florence, Italy, and ask Italy what they did to the new crime syndicate when they rolled back in town. Go ask them what they did. Thank you in Italy. Thank you in Spain. Thank you in Luxembourg. Thank you in Austria. Thank you in Denmark. Thank you in South Korea. Thank you in China for fighting back. Thank you in Taiwan. Thank you for the very few in the United States. Thank you in Germany. Can't say how much. I've never been so proud of people in my life, ever. So, I'll say this. I live to tell. A man can tell 1,000 lies. I've learned my lesson well. I was not ready for the fall. Too blind to sitting, writing on the wall. I was given too much to live. Went into a bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11. Open heart surgery twice. I walked the entire coast of California dying, documented typos. Though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, we fear no evil. For he lay us down on the cliffs of Gorda. It feels like heaven. The burned out, fructonium burned giant redwoods. He comforts us. He guides us. Pacific meets calm, and still she's not calm. As the world stands by and watches them poison Mother Earth and all her creatures. And they go along and cheer the nuclear energy's gangway of the mighty Blue Lady, our mother. Not me, we from the sea, not me, Kevin D. I fight back to stand up to contemporary culture, to stand up to this. This is truly David versus Goliath. They're dead. They're dead. It's over. The nuclear energy crime syndicate is over. It's over. We fear no evil. They are evil. Pure, pure evil. And everybody's gone along with it. Forgive them, for they know not what they do, but the problem is they do know what they do. I started the Million Mass March. I invented it on this campus, me and John Anthony. I invented it. I watched them load my father in the body bag when they nuked him to death in Nevada test site. I held Megan Rice's hand as they put her in prison. Barack Obama, an 85-year-old man for 3 years in a holding cell, meant to be put down for 3, and turned down the heat, tried to kill her. I freaking knew Aaron Swartz personally. I was in the courtroom that day when Heyman and Ortiz gave him 35 years for simply a non-violent crime, downloading a server. You are evil. Bush administration, oh, them wars. Obama and his crowd, Trump and his crowd, Biden and his crowd, the entire Fukushima. Senator Wyden used to talk to me. He went to Fukushima multiple times. Mike Lee, I'll get right back to you, all of them. May you all rot in the lowest form of hell. Funeral. They'll perpetuate the lie and go on. They'll say they saw the ghost, but they're SMR fools. Go ahead. But this is it. This is probably one of the most important time moments in the history of mankind. My funeral jacket. You're still waiting for the main event. It's over. It was the 13th round knockout. Stand tuned.